What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Nerd Militia, and today we're talking Spider-Man No Way Home. All right, guys, before we jump into this, I just got a couple things to say. One, humble flex right here, guys. This is the Spider-Man issue where Peter Parker first gets super strength. I own it now. It's freaking rad. I'm happy I have it. Humble flex. It's great. It goes with this episode. It looks nice. It's fantastic. And I'm excited to have a piece of comic book art in my possession. It's rad. I just think it's rad. And number two, guys, this one goes out to my subscriber, Timo. He's subscribed to me here. He follows me over on TikTok and Instagram. But he is the lucky winner of this HELLBAT figure, this Todd McFarlane. It is pretty rad. I love it. I am obviously giving it away because, like I said, dude, I am a comic book guy. I'm not really a figures guy. And sometimes you have to go through trials and tribulations to find yourself right. And so I collected a lot of figures, and I have a lot more comics in here, and a lot more hatchlings coming from my ball python collection. That is strictly a plug to my other YouTube channel, American Kaiju. Go ahead and follow me over there. But yeah, guys, this is going to you, Timo, so thanks for being awesome. And yeah, be sure to look out for this in the mail. I know it's Christmas and the mail gets crazy, but this guy's being shipped off to you. So, guys, here we are. I never thought there would be a day where I cared about a Spider-Man movie like I care about this one. It was... First off, let me just tell you guys right now, it's spoilers all day, every day. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Come back here. Follow, subscribe, all that good shit. Yeah. But man. So this is why this is more of a discussion. It's not so much like a review because I suck at reviewing movies, but I can talk about them till the cows come home, right? And so here's my thing. Fuck. here's my thing, guys. Like, this movie did so much. It did so much. First of all, Andrew and Toby never got their third film, so here you are. You get your third film. And Marvel and Sony worked together to do this, but of course this wouldn't be without efforts from Marvel, and good for them to want to include them in this story. And it was, the payoffs were amazing. Jeez Louise. The redemption of Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, the knowledge of Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, and this movie does change how you view the Spider-Man films up until now, because I know there's this Tin Boy or Iron Boy thing with the Spider-Man Peter Parker. I never got that. I got I just always have accepted Tom Holland's Peter Parker as Peter Parker. For me, I know there was a lot of people who were like, this is not Peter, but for the most part, he really was Peter. I mean, the only thing is we just didn't see his Uncle Ben down. We didn't see his Uncle Ben die. And this movie does that. Like, so whatever it was, however Marvel portrayed Tom Holland, like, I got, right? So I didn't see that he was something missing. But watching this film was like, obviously I didn't see what everybody else seen. And I didn't bring up the whole Tin Boy controversy to say they were wrong. I was saying, like, shit, they were right. Like, there was something missing for this Parker. And I didn't know there was something missing from this Parker till this film. And it was great. It fixed everything. So now we're at the stat point where Peter Parker is Peter Parker, right? MCU Peter Parker is Peter Parker. Okay, I feel it. Torches were kind of passed. And I only say kind of because the scene that we saw, right, when Tobey Maguire stops Tom Holland from killing Green Goblin, he gets stabbed, right? And then, like, of course, we all do, all as fans, we go through the dirt sheets, the comic book leaks and all this other stuff. In the way that it was shot, after a lot of people have pointed out that like it seemed like Toby was supposed to die, and then I saw it again, and in the shot after Toby is stabbed and he's on the ground, his eyes are closed. He does look like he's playing dead, right? So I think there was reshoots, and I think maybe Sony, maybe more Marvel were saying like, hey, there might be some steam in this. There might be, he could come back and play a couple things, because I'm starting to think now that Toby didn't die. He came back. That we might be getting these guys back into the spandex. Like, of course, in Morbius, we got the picture of Toby's Spider-Man in the background, right? That's a thing. And then I'm wondering, like, Garfield is still young. Not to say that Toby isn't young, but Garfield is still young enough to get a couple movies out of him for that. And like, if anything, Marvel has proven, right? Marvel has proven that there is no such thing, or we haven't hit that ceiling yet of superhero fatigue. So Sony Marvel could sell us on multiple Spider-Man, multiple Spider-Man. So what if Morbius and Falcon or Vulture are Maguire's world, right? And then who was I gonna say? Venom is in Garfield's world. Like, we have these 3 different universes. I don't know. That's just a hot take for me. Like, what if we've got like all these universes? And Sony has been pushing this Spideyverse, and I mean, we got the plug from Jamie Foxx about wanting a black Spider-Man, so we'll see. And on top of all that, guys, back to the movie at hand, there was just a lot of stuff. Oh man, but mostly there were some good points, man. We finally got our Uncle Ben moment, but with Aunt May. And, you know, I thought like that was awesome, because that's when it started to feel like, I was like, yo, I didn't know how bad I needed that moment. Like, how bad we needed to hear those words to this MCU Spider-Man until it happened. And it's like, whoa. And then, like, you know, everything is being taken away from him. Well, like, Spider-Man, like, these things are supposed to happen to Spider-Man. And as I'm watching this film, it reminded me of the coined term and the phrase that Stan Lee had said about the comic books. The Marvel comic books should operate under this. He coined this phrase called the illusion of change. The illusion of change. And that's pretty much what the Spider-Man MCU has been. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. It was the illusion of change. And let me explain more about that. So I'm paraphrasing here because I'm uncultured swine and I don't feel like using the Google machines. But basically what Stan Lee had said is that these stories, and I'm going to take Spider-Man for example, and I think he did too, have a core to it. And the core of the Spider-Man story is he can't live double lives. Like, he always has to suffer. Things at all times have to be taken from Peter Parker. But what we do in the comic book business is sell the illusion of change. So you'll get a couple series where everything's coming up. He's got Parker Industries, which is like, you know, throwing Tony Stark's business, Stark Industries out of business. It's driving them out of business. It's so good. But then something will happen. Like right now, I believe Peter Parker's in the hospital, and Ben Reilly right now is the current Spider-Man. But something will happen to Spider-Man where he'll lose everything again, and we start back at the bottom of the totem pole, basically. Like, Spider-Man is then again back to square one, which is what happened, right, in MCU. Like, he had everything, you know, he had Tony Stark's support, he was an Avenger, all this stuff, right? And it was like, oh my gosh, Marvel is telling a different story with Spider-Man. We didn't get the Uncle Ben story. You know, like, he's got all this support, like I said, this tech and whatever. They're not going the whiz kid route with this Spider-Man. Like, he's not an engineer. And then Far From Home happens, and he's all those things, and he loses all those things too. So it's like, this whole time, it was the illusion of change. I was sold the illusion that this was a new Peter Parker. Like, he wasn't going to experience any of those losses. And in one movie, we got it. And it was the illusion that changed. So that's hats off to Feige, to a lesser extent, Pascal, because in my book, she's still just a walking problem. And I hate that her little logo pops up at the end of these films. Whatever. Hats off to you guys. I think it's more Feige, because Feige is a comic book nerd. He knows what he's doing. Hats off to you for getting me in the illusion of change, because you got me. You got me, and you did it so well, and I can't even be mad. I mean, man, I wasn't a fan of the new suit right away, and I'm still on the fence. Like I said, I've seen this movie 3 times now, and there's something about it. Like, it's just too shiny. I don't know, but I'm sure when I see it again, I'm gonna follow up with it. I love that they did show him like stitching the costume together, because I was just like, why not use the black and red one? Like, that one's pretty dope. But I guess like anything that had Stark's fingerprints on it, they moving forward, they're not going to use. It's just going to be Peter Parker. It's just going to be his shit, and like that's dope, I guess. But at first I was like, man, I don't like that. I mean, like, you pretty much got a suit, and it's not super techy. It's just that. I mean, like, I don't know, but. Yeah, again, I understand it. I just thought like that's pretty. I immediately, that's where my brain goes. Like, I know this is all entertainment, right? And I'm just like, why would you wear something so bright, like a bright red, bright blue? Like, the whole thing is like people aren't supposed to see you, right? Like, am I wrong? So yeah, there was that. Moving forward, the future of these Spider-Man, I don't know. Will we get a Disney Plus show or whatever Sony streaming service will be? Of like, I would love to see Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst in Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, right? Which was a Spider-Man series where we follow older Spider-Man and Mary Jane and like their daughter. That would be cool, right? We're doing the what if shit, so what if we did the what if stuff in that? I would love to see Andrew Garfield in his Spider-Man, like what his world looks like now too. Now that, like, you know, we've got like these semi-fixed people and they're aware of the multiverse, to see how that goes. And then with Parker, man, with original Peter Parker, I guess, MCU Peter Parker, I'm excited to see what the world's going to go through. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with this Venom. Is this Venom going to find its version of Eddie Brock in the MCU world? Man, let me tell you, I don't know who's going to write that scene, but the scene where MJ and Peter finally have that talk, and then like they start dating, and then that weird letter, like she'll find his letter and realize that, like, holy crap, we've actually known each other. Like, that's going to be a heavy scene to write. Does that mean that Ned is going to be, maybe Ned will accidentally create a villain? Who knows? I don't know, but the future is like here, and then will we be going to Secret Wars? Is that where we'll get the Black Spider-Man? Like, will that symbiote follow him to that point? Guys, it's just unlimited right now. It's unlimited, and I dig it. Let me tell you, because Eternals, I didn't care about. I did not care. This movie it got me in my feels. Garfield redeemed himself. Maguire was there. Fudge, man. And in all honesty, in spoiler talk, in shop talk, I should say, like, where we're just talking about theories and whatnot, like, these two guys, like, if they don't pop up somewhere else, this only makes me love Kevin Feige more. And I'm not even sure this was his idea. Because if Kevin Feige knew that Maguire and Garfield weren't ever coming back, and he still said, you know what, we're going to give them more screen time. We're going to give them, they're not just cameos, and we're going to give them little seals. We're going to stamp. We're gonna put it into their little storylines, their little story beats. We're going to make their characters whole again. Again, thank you, Feige. You didn't have to do that. You did not have to do it, but you did it. So yeah, man, I dig that. I think that's so dope. I mean, like, wow. But I do think they're coming back. I do think we're gonna get them, and it's gonna be great. And yeah, it's. I just can't wait. I cannot wait. All right, guys. So let me know down below what you guys think about the film. If you haven't seen it, let's talk down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Follow me on my other social media platforms, guys. Don't forget, when you like, comment, and you subscribe, you are also entered into getting a toy. I guess it's not a raffle. It's not a giveaway. It's just a thank you. And the list of figures are still in my description. And yeah. Also, guys, I want to announce that I'm doing a podcast with a very, very special guest. It's international types levels, right? And it's going to be our first podcast, and we're just going to talk about this movie. We're going to go in deeper. We're going to talk about our favorite points, the worst things about the movie, if there's any, because I don't think there is. Where we think the story is going to go, and it's going to be rad. The person's name is Bella. I cannot wait to do this podcast with her. It should be rad. Yeah, man. Well, here's to next time, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you guys later. Stay excellent.